Well, all right. Welcome back to episode 5 of On the Bench with Beeks. I am your host, Cody Beekman, and I'm joined as always with Keats, my mander, Xanders. Keats, say what's up.
Hey, hello everyone. How's it going?
And of course, Ross, give her a toss more, Meyer. Ross?
What up? What up? What up, everyone? Hope you've had a good week so far.
Yeah, speaking of weeks, boys, how you guys been doing this another quarantine week?
Not too bad, man. I got off work yesterday, so this morning, or I guess last night, I got a pretty decent sleep. I slept in, woke up fairly late this morning, so it's been great. What about you guys?
The same old thing, man. Just living that quarantine life. Wake up, go to bed. Wake up, go to bed.
And then, yeah, I kind of reached into my closet and found my Xbox 360. I decided to replay Darksiders 2 since, I had nothing to do. And, I mean, you can only watch so much hockey while you're actually playing video games.
The CPU versus CPU gets a little old eventually.
Oh, yeah. But, I mean, it was just great to kind of, because I don't even think I ever beat that game. So it's nice to kind of, I think overdid it. I almost got 30 hours. I think I logged about 20 this last weekend.
Oh man, I'm glad you're mentioning the video games because I don't know if I mentioned it last time, but I ended up buying a PS4 last week out of boredom, honestly. And I bought the NHL 2020, obviously, so I've been playing that quite a bit. I'm no good at it, but it's been a good way to pass some time.
Well, you're gonna have plenty of time to get better at it.
Well, that and he can do what every time I die. Lead singer Keith Buckley, my man, love them boys. He does what they did whenever they got rained out at Warped Tour, is they put it on computer versus computer and just make bets and drink on it.
That doesn't sound like a bad idea at this point. Well, so boys, we got a lot on the docket today. We got, this day in hockey history. We got a couple updates on players coming back from injury in the NHL for if there may be some playoffs, and we got a little treat for you guys this week. We're talking most embarrassing moments on the ice.
A trip down memory lane.
So let's get into it. This day in hockey history, I heard Keats, you've got one about your boy Artur Serbe.
Yeah, man. So obviously the day is April 10th, and I happened to find a pretty cool article. This is going back to 1994. April 10th, 1994. Arturs Irbe became the first Sharks goalie to win 30 games in a season with a 3-1 win over the visiting Vancouver Canucks. Irbe also set a NHL record for the most minutes in a season, breaking the mark of 4,314 played by Bernie Pernay. How do you say his last name? Bernie Pernay?
Bernie Perron.
Perron. I'm not good at those last names. Thanks, guys.
Oh, it's that French Canadian, eh?
Yeah, but but that was back in the 1973-74 season. So that was a pretty cool piece of history I found. What about you guys?
Well, I saw this, and it is Ducks related. I know, boo me. But it is back in 2003 when Jean-Sébastien Giguère of the Anaheim Ducks set a record for goaltenders in their playoff debut. It's the first time they've ever gone to the playoffs, and he made 63 saves.
Holy shit!
And he held off the defending Stanley Cup champion Red Wings, and until my boy, Paulie Correa scores, in overtime to give the Ducks a 2-1 victory at Joe Louis Arena.
Boo.
I know, boo. I wish I could have gone there, but
yeah, it would have been cool to actually go to the Joe Louis Arena.
But yeah, I mean, that's just amazing. 63 saves in one playoff game, and that's like game one.
Oh my god!
But it's like these guys are on fire. They're set to do something special.
Yeah,
at that point, and they did.
Obviously, winning the cup that year.
No, they did it in 2007. They went to the final. That was the year that PK got cold cocked by Scotty
Oh
Stevens.
yeah, knocked out. That's right, 2007. That's right. Well, boys, I've got a pretty interesting one. This one actually happened yesterday on the 9th. In 1964, Bernie Jeffrion actually played his final game for the Montreal Canadiens in a 3-1 loss to Toronto in Game 7 of the Stanley Cup semifinals. Now, I mean, Jeffrion, he played 883 games with 393 goals and 429 assists, totaling 822 points total. But, I mean, we all know Boom Boom Jeffrion. I've got a little bit of trivia here, boys. Why was Bernie Jeffrion's nickname Boom Boom in the first place?
Oh God, is it because like his Robbie Blake kind of hip check? He puts him into the boards.
No.
What's kind of going on with
Yeah,
that?
I have no idea.
Oh well, this is he claims to be the one who actually invented the slap shot. So he had this booming slap shot, and everybody called him Boom Boom for it. He claims to have invented it when he was a kid.
So you're saying he had a howitzer and he named it, and he also named himself after making the Boom Boom.
I don't know if he named himself Boom Boom, but I mean, I gotta say that's pretty fucking cool if you ask me.
Oh yeah.
Little Boom Boom Jeffrion, and he is known for his hard slap shot, man. Like especially back in his day. So yeah, that's your trivia for today, gentlemen.
That's pretty cool, man. I don't know if I should like him or hate him for it, but hey, was he the one that discovered the knuckle puck too?
Oh God, yeah. Oh, you'd hope not. But I know that being a defenseman, God, just blocking some of them slap shots, that hurts. That's smarts.
Oh,
you
well,
goalies, you are a different breed.
Yeah,
different horse, different color.
Swear, too many pucks to the face.
So yeah, you might have a bit of a problem with that old Boom Boom, but yeah. So that's your little trivia for today, and so another thing we want to talk about here is a lot of the players in the NHL are actually getting way healthier. We're talking about like big names like Vlad Tarasenko.
Oh, Vlad the Lad.
Vlad the Lad. He if you guys were following at the beginning of the season, he went down pretty early, and
it was like a shoulder injury or something like that, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was something like that, and so he's actually getting healthy. I mean, Tomas Hertl, not that the Sharks are really going to make it to the playoffs or anything, but I mean, you also got like players like Dougie Hamilton that will probably be back.
Or possibly be back. And then you've got the whole Columbus Blue Jackets like side of it. Those, I think they've got I can't name them all. I think they got about 8 or 10 players hurt.
Oh, I know. Yeah,
it seems like
it's almost like if you're going to be a Columbus Blue Jacket, you've got to at least be hurt for half of the season,
or just come armed with a sling, right?
Yeah, pretty much. So the reason why we bring this up is because I mean, if we do end up having playoffs this year, I mean, you're going to have all these healthy big names coming back and making these playoffs really interesting.
And what do you see about this, Beeks or Keatsy?
Well, I was going to say, even our hometown Avs, I mean, there's a bunch of players that are recovering from their injuries already. Who do you got? We got Mikko, we got Grubauer. Was McKinnon part of it? Who else was there? There's a bunch of names.
Oh, it was my boy Burakovsky.
You got Calvert, Nazem Kadri. I mean, you've got literally
nasty Naz.
You've literally got almost your entire starting lineup, or at least your
their second line
top guys, your top 6. I mean, possibly coming back for some playoffs action. I mean, I almost forgot Jake Gensel.
Oh yeah, back. That's right. Gensel might be back even too. I need him back for my fantasy.
Yeah, right. I mean, if we could even finish that, but yeah, I mean, even Steven Stamkos. So basically, yeah, the all around point here is, I mean, these playoffs can really actually turn out to be a fucking heater.
Oh yeah, it could probably be the best like yafs as we call it between all my friends. But yeah, it could be the best yafs that we have seen in a while because everybody is gonna be on point and healthy.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta say I'm excited for it. So let's just hope and get past this quarantine shit and get back to freaking hockey. Speaking
No.
of which, actually, they were actually even talking about hosting, just the NHL playoffs in like North Dakota.
What?
Actually, yeah, just no fans or anything. That they're obviously going to televise it, but yeah, they were thinking. I mean, that was one of the ideas that's been posed is that, yeah, actually just playing it in a kind of like remote location where
Podunk, middle of nowhere, North Dakota.
well, yeah, I mean, you possibly could. I mean, you got the fighting Sioux. Oh, excuse me, the
Nah, they're the fighting Sioux, dude.
Yeah.
Even my buddy who's Navajo, he's proud to have hockey teams and sports teams named after like their Braves. And
yeah,
stuff
oh
like
yeah,
that,
and
they're fighting. They're fighting force. They're cavalry, basically.
Yeah.
And that's what the fighting Sioux were.
And
For real.
that's definitely like a big trend right now too. Is not only like obviously NHL, but I've seen like even like the UFC. I don't know if you guys have. I kind of follow UFC. I like the fights and
Oh,
whatnot.
with what Dana White
Buying
did.
the island and stuff to be able to
Yeah.
do fights and stuff. So everyone's been kind of trying to find essentially like loopholes to be able to, continue with their sports and, finishing seasons and such. So,
Well, that's also the thing too, Keats. If you think about it, both Dana White and just even the NHL alone have enough coin to probably put that up.
oh, absolutely. Geez, the
Well-
NHL could probably buy an island too and freaking
Oh,
build
God,
a rink on
yeah.
it.
Yeah, you just buy one of the islands that kind of hang around Newfoundland, right on the there's plenty of islands out in Sweden too that you could do.
Get it way up in the Great White North.
Yeah, or
Come on,
Well,
Mr.
yeah, well-
Mr. Batman, get it together. Help us out here.
well, yeah. The way I actually heard that is the hockey guy on YouTube was actually talking about it, and I actually saw a comment on the video him talking about doing it in North Dakota, and one guy had posted, "Yeah, fuck it, just do it in Nunavut, Canada. There's nothing fucking up there, bud."
Oh, that's actually true. You think that's a joke, but yeah, no, there is none of it up and none of it.
Yeah,
Canada.
there is literally
I
none
have
of
heard.
it.
I thought they were tall tales, but they're real stories.
Oh yeah. So I mean, well, it looks like they're exploring all the options they can. So I guess we'll see about that.
Well, what are they going to do for you and I, Beeks, with us having our season tickets? They're going to give us free airfare back and forth? I mean, holy hell.
Well, I mean,
Wouldn't that be fun?
I'd fucking do it. I'd go up to Nunavut or North Dakota, but I mean,
Well, we got our passports already, so fuck it.
yeah, which is actually really good because they actually stopped handing distributing passports for a while.
Oh,
I don't know
I
if you
imagine
saw
with
that.
all the bullshit going on right now.
Yeah, so that's a whole other thing.
Man, and here was I trying to get my very first United States passport. Looks like I'm gonna have to wait a little while.
Oh yeah.
It's all right. I think I got a suitcase that's big enough for you there, Keats.
Yeah, there you go. I'll snuggle in.
Yeah,
I'll try. Just throw some snacks in there, a couple beers. I'll be okay.
Oh yeah,
Oh, absolutely.
You'll be nestled in there. You'll be like a little pocket ninja.
There you go.
Pocket ninja.
Awesome.
Oh yeah, beautiful. So hey, yeah. Well, here's another little thing I really want to do it. I've been watching weird NHL lately. Like the videos that the NHL's been
The
putting
off
up there.
stuff, yeah.
Yeah, the stuff, like when people have fallen down or doing just like terrible stuff.
Or that guy from the Stars who missed the empty netter.
Oh yeah, yeah.
He never played a game after that.
Oh,
I tell you that much right
after
now.
that disastrous comeback, So yeah, this is a question I've been wanting to ask you boys. What is your most embarrassing moment on the ice?
Oh,
Anybody got anything?
There's one that really sticks to me. I can think of one that's I guess has been sort of haunting me for most of my life.
Haunting. This is haunting.
Give it to me. Give it to me.
I don't know. I'll let you guys go first and see if maybe I can top it. I don't know.
All right. Well, I'll crack open this can. My first year ever trying out for hockey. First year. We're talking like young Cody, young
Beeksy.
10-year-old Cody. Okay, so I'm tryouts with all these kids that are 100 times better than me. Because I just switched over from roller to ice.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt you, Cody. Which was it for Highland Hills or was it before Highland Hill times?
Oh yeah, it was for Highland Hills, the old Highland Hills Jaguars tryouts.
The Yogvires.
The Yogvires. So yeah, I'm rolling in. I'm already nervous as hell. This is like, I don't know anybody. I'm just like this lonely little fat kid at this point. And so I roll in there. I'm getting all dressed up and all that, and I don't have my socks. I don't have my damn hockey socks.
Oh, and didn't you make it a point to? I think I might have heard this story that you made it a point to your mom and dad to go out and get these hockey socks. And
the thing is, I had them for like a couple of years before I even thought about playing ice hockey.
Are these sniffing socks like Keats?
Or... Oh no, that's all Keats.
You leave my sniffing socks out of this.
No, I literally made it a point to go out and get these socks just for when I would actually on the inside. I'd be like, these are the socks that I'm gonna wear.
These are my socks.
Don't have them.
Oh hell no!
So I'm like pacing around the locker room, like with everybody's already gone out on the ice, and I'm like freaking out. I got all my other stuff on. And my shin pads are on, but no socks to cover. I'm gonna look like an asshole. So I run out and I try to get my mom's attention and stuff. She comes over. She's like, "Why aren't you out on the ice?" I'm like, "Mom, I don't have my hockey socks. What do I? Can you please go buy me some?" And she's just like, "No, just go out there without them. Who cares?" I'm like, "I'm gonna look like an asshole, Mom. I'm gonna look like a total asshole." But finally, it's like already 10 minutes into the tryout, and I'm like, all right, you know what? Fuck it, I got to go out there. So I spend this entire 2-hour tryout with no socks on, like my bare ass legs hanging out in the wind.
Your chicken legs.
Yes. My little glow sticks, and I could just feel I just know everybody's laughing at me like crazy. And so the tryout ends, and it was a two-parter. So I go home, and I'm like, I'm never going back there again. I am never going back.
Oh, you had to.
And of course, my dad is like, you're going back. You know that, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say they paid hard, cold cash for that.
And he's just like, just don't forget your damn socks this time. So I made sure I had those motherfuckers in my hand all the way to the ice rink.
You're holding them out like the Olympic torch, you know?
and then the next time I get back on the ice, we finish up a drill, and this one kid, just out of nowhere, he like turns back to me and he's like, "Hey man, did you see that kid on the ice last time without any socks?" And I'm just like,
God damn it.
God damn it. Yeah. And I just look at him and I'm like, that was me. And he just starts fucking cracking up, man. And I swear to God, that was probably the most embarrassing
loser
thing that ever happened. Right? Like, who are you, bro? Like, get out of here.
Where have you come from?
So I got to say that's probably my most embarrassing moment. I really think so. Like, I don't know. You guys, boys, try and top that.
Okay. Well, I mean, it was when, and I think it was actually when I was playing with Saiha for what was it, the Westminster Avalanche or something like that.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Real
Westminster
like-
Avalanche. Woo.
Yeah.
It was one of those. It was one of those teams, but I was part of the Chaiha and Saiha kind of organizations, the upper echelon of the roller hockey kind of
High society of roller
yeah.
hockey.
Wow, bouffant hairdos and everything. I'm kidding, but yeah, no, they started putting these fake boards, and I told the story wrong, but you get what I told you. I thought it was at an actual like outdoor like pickup game.
Oh, it was one of those like sketchy ass boards.
Yeah,
that
they put the
in front
fake
of
board up at
Yeah.
Skate City, dude.
Yeah.
And I go around, and there's my family there. There's like possibly girls and friends that I've invited, like all this whole entire thing, and it was in playoff game too. And I go and I try to get the puck off of that fake board that they put in there. And I go and try to shovel my stick right up against the board, end up sticking it right between that little like slot.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I pitchforked myself, boys.
Oh,
It was like almost like the Hardy Boys or something came in and just like suplexed me back down onto the ground.
Were you hanging like a scarecrow on that stick,
Oh,
just
dude.
like wagging your
Yes.
arms around?
Oh,
Woo.
it was like help, help, get me down.
Man,
oh, that's pretty bad.
I've experienced. I don't know if it was as bad as yours, Ross, but definitely. Where your like stick blade gets stuck between like the boards, and yeah, the
yes.
stick just goes like straight into your stomach.
Yeah.
You're just like,
Oh, dude. It hits the solar plexus, and you're just sitting there going,
yeah.
Yep.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
You know where it always seems to happen, and this might be every rink or maybe like a coincidence for me, but you guys know like it's always like that one corner where the Zamboni doors are. Where essentially the doors where the doors that open up where the Zamboni would come out and clean the ice. I feel like the gap just right between those two boards is maybe like an inch or something wider than any other little gap between any other door that opens. Yeah. And yeah, if you skate the right way and you have your stick down or whatnot, you'll catch that hole. Your blade is gonna go straight in there, and yeah, your stick's gonna go right into your stomach.
Oh yeah, I think that's. I mean, if that hasn't happened to you, then I mean, you're not playing hockey.
Well, and then also you have to get up after getting stuck in the stomach, like a stuffed pig, and then you got to sit there and just completely just sit there and just cuss at the thing until it comes out while you're jiggling it like no other. You know?
And while acting like nobody saw it.
Yeah.
I have seen kids literally snap their blades off in those corners before.
I've definitely.
Where it just kind of shears off like that front tip of your blade, essentially, just like straight. It just stays, in between, like where it's wedged in, and it's like shit. Yeah, can gotta buy a new stick now.
That actually happened to me when I had a new stick. First fucking time on the ice, I got that stuck in there. Broke the blade straight off of it.
That's the only time that I've kind of been like, oh, it's a godsend that I did those 2-piece sticks. Because I had like the fiberglass, like branches,
Oh, yeah.
And then I had like the Titan, aluminum Gretzky handled ones and shit like that.
Fancy,
but
yeah.
It was just like, oh, all right.
Yeah,
I just pop a new blade in. You're just sitting there on the damn bench, just like, oh, heat gun. Check.
Yep. I was literally gonna say the same thing. Yeah. I guess you were the lucky one if you happen to have one of the sticks that you just mentioned, where you can just swap the blades out, and it's like whatever, because those blades weren't that expensive. But if you had one of them fancy like carbon fiber sticks that just kind of started coming out,
them composite sticks,
right? That you spent like $150 on, like it's a bad day.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
There's nothing you can do. That's a new stick right after. And that's
Especially,
and that's before the times. Like I know now, stick companies will give you actually warranties. If like they snap within like the first month or something, they'll replace it. Like
Yeah,
no
if you're
questions
lucky enough.
asked. But I don't think that was a thing back then.
No, definitely not. No, I, I don't remember ever being lucky enough to have a warranty on a stick. And I mean, I'll tell you right now, that definitely has happened to me before. And yeah, that's $200 right down the drain.
oh yeah,
Absolutely.
oh yeah.
All right, Keith, you still haven't told us your embarrassing moment.
Man, I mean, I feel like I got you guys top, but you tell me.
Oh,
We'll
bring
see.
it, bring
I'll,
Bring
it.
it.
I'll
Bring it.
try.
Bring it.
I'll try to make the story as short as I can, but I gotta give a little bit of a background to where the story would make sense, and it's mainly like I guess to
Here, bring
like
it.
give myself like a little like, hey, like it wasn't entirely all my fault, but here it goes. So when I first started playing, I started for a brand new team in Ventspils, Latvia. The our hockey rink got built in 2000, and that was right around that time. And we had practice skating like our team and stuff, but we're still pretty new, and like there were guys that were still kind of trying to figure out how to skate, and
What
yeah,
the
right,
like?
and I happened to be one of those guys too. I was not the greatest skater in the world when I first started.
Still aren't.
Nope,
Oh,
definitely.
excuse me.
That's
Oh
why.
God, no.
That's why I'm staying in. That's why I stay in one spot and don't move. I was smarter. I knew that I could. I wouldn't be able to figure it out. You know.
Stay within the blue paint.
Right. Exactly. But anyways,
Yeah,
so what ended up happening was like the rink got built, and then like I said, we did these little practices, whatnot, and maybe like three months later was like, oh, the new season's gonna start for like our age kids or whatnot. So it's like we need to start assembling this team together for the city and figure out what it's gonna look like and blah blah blah.
who's gonna play where and whatnot?
Exactly. So I originally started out as I was gonna be a center, but like I liked it, whatever, but I wasn't like the greatest at it, and honestly, I didn't have the most passion for it. Um,
Right.
and one thing that we didn't have was a goalie. So there was this like parent kid meeting or whatever, like, hey, we're gonna start the season, but like before we get this going, we need a goalie. And then there were still some kids that also didn't have like full equipment yet, so they were trying to figure that aspect of it as well. Anyways, I've always had passion for goalies. I think I got it from my dad because he always like showed me pictures of Arthur Zerbe. He would draw goalies. Like I just like
Yeah.
I don't know. Goalies was kind of just like, oh, that would be cool to do. So obviously, I kind of like nudged my dad, and I was like, yeah, pick me, Dad. Tell him I'm gonna be the goalie. And that's what happened. There's like, yep, like he's willing to be the goalie, and the guys and the coaches and stuff like, all right, well, cool. So what happened after that was obviously they got me sized and everything, but at that point, like I said, the season was about to start, and we were like 2 months out or something like that, and there were back then in Latvia at least you couldn't go to like a pro shop like you can here in the United States and just like let's buy you gear and you go on your way. Everything had to
Yeah.
be specially ordered.
or
So
even you, or even the guy, and he's just like, "Hey, you know what? Here, here's
right,
your
right,
things."
yeah. You couldn't go to like Craigslist or like what are
Right.
like some of the websites where you can buy like used gear or whatnot. There was none of that back then.
Right.
Um, so essentially the coaches whatever they sized me figure out about what size they would need for me to get me fitted, and they ordered it somewhere on some sort of website. I to this day I don't know if it came out of Canada or United States, but it was somewhere overseas, and they happen to have to rush the gear over, so I know they have to pay like extra or whatever to get the
Right.
gear over. So the gear comes like a week or two later, all brand spanking new. Literally every mask, chest pads, goalie pads, skates, everything. Literally everything, brand spanking new.
Nice.
Stiff as a board. I remember what I remember the most is my goalie glove. the Gold Glove was so freaking stiff. I did not have the strength to actually like bend it together to close it. So it was always a halfway like open mode essentially. It was the
Oh
worst.
yeah,
It was the worst freaking glove.
Well, it's not like a baseball glove either, where you can rub that needs foot oil or something like
yeah.
that, and they're like your grandpa. Oh no, just spit a big old loogie in that thing or whatever.
Rub it
Right.
on in there. We're
Yeah.
loosening up the leather there.
Right, exactly. And back then too, like I had no idea. Like right now, you have all the nice things such as like YouTube and stuff where you can like go and like watch a video, some like former pro whatever show you how to break in your gear and what's the proper way of doing it. There was none of that back then.
Well, it
So,
seems like you didn't even have enough time to even like start to break it.
oh yo, no, definitely not. And I was too young and too stupid back then to even think of anything like that to begin with.
Right.
It's like
Well,
putting
I
in like
mean,
a tennis ball and then like wrapping it with tape or something. Like didn't know any of that. I just figured you just put the shit on and go do the thing.
The wired for sound, basically.
Right.
so what happens? You just get out there and you look like you're like skating with like concrete on, or what?
Well, yeah,
Looks like
that's exactly what
practice ball.
happened. So they fitted me. I got in the gear, and it feels awkward as shit. I feel like an Oompa Loompa. I can't move. Like everything's stiff. And I remember vaguely my coach looks at me and he's like, you ready to play? And I was like, ready to play? Like, confused
I
kid.
can't even move in these fucking things.
Confused kid voice, yeah, like ready to move, and he's like, we got our first season game in like 2 weeks or something like that, and I was like, oh, well, I guess I don't have a choice, do I?
It's like hurry up and get ready now.
Right,
Get it
exactly.
done.
So
So what happens at your first game? Like,
So-
what's going?
Right, so fast forward to my very first game of the season. So again, brand new rink. Um, the game's very well advertised in the city that we are the upcoming hockey team of the city and this and that. So the stands are full. It was like a charge-free game, obviously. Like you didn't have to pay for tickets or anything. So everyone and her mom was there because it was just something new. The city's small, so it was just like an exciting thing.
Oh
Kinda-
yeah, it's kind of like youth football down in Texas.
Exactly, like think of it like as like one of these like boony towns, like
Yeah.
college towns or like college sports or like it's like everything for them.
Yeah, that's where you're gonna be.
Right. So here I am. I get on this ice, and our first game happens to be against this team called Liepājas Metalurgs. So a little background on these dudes. They were the number one team in Latvia, and another interesting story about these guys was I don't know if it was the same year or the year before. They actually flew, and again, I don't know if it was like Canada or United States, but it was somewhere overseas. They went to play in a tournament, in a Gretzky Cup tournament.
Oh.
Oh yeah, Canada. Yeah. Oh, those.
It's almost like doing the Canada Cup right there.
Yeah, for kids.
So these kids, these small town Latvian kids, they flew out and they took the cup home. They took the Gretzky Cup home straight to Latvia with
So
no.
they're just total hot shots.
Yeah, so obviously I wasn't there, but the tales are that they didn't even have like basically the kids didn't even break a sweat. It was like the easiest thing to them. They were so well trained, where they just annihilated everyone and took this cup home like it was nothing.
It was like second nature to them.
So you're playing this team first time.
First time. Heard of them, but never like, scrimmage or that. No idea. Absolutely no idea. So
Well,
here,
yeah, I mean, coming from like 3 months ago, you guys hardly were even playing.
right. So, anyways,
There.
here I am at this game, and I guess I'll let you guys guess. What do you think that the game score ended at that particular night?
15-5.
Can I go out there and say my nice even number for everybody? 69.
Yeah.
69 what? 6 to 9 or
69. 69 to what? Probably 5.
Well, you're pretty close, man. We lost 62-0.
Oh no.
I just spat out my beer. No way.
62-0, man.
You're fucking kidding.
It was like a goal every like 5 seconds, man. The minute those guys got a puck, it was a goal.
Oh, dude, you must have had like
poor
night
Keats.
terrors about like the goal horn.
Poor Keats.
Wake up. Where is it? Where is it?
I might have saved a couple shots that maybe hit like straight at me, but like it was just terrible, man. It was terrible.
Oh, buddy. That's pretty bad, man.
It was if I remember vaguely too, like then that the whole story ended up making on like the local news and stuff. Like it was just this big ordeal. Yeah, it was yeah, it was just bad. And I remember like the opposing the Liepājas Metalurgs coach, which I still think he's a jackass till this day. I've never. He's a great coach, but he's a jackass. He's just like.
Yeah, you might have a bit of bias against him.
He's a very straightforward person, and he said some very mean things for a kid that's only like 10 years old at the time. You know.
Oh man, I'm sorry I'm laughing so hard, but goddamn, dude.
But
I think you might have just won this game.
Yeah,
Here
so
you go. You win the most embarrassing trophy crown, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Wear it with pride, sir.
Wow.
Yeah, so here that's my story. Sorry it was a little long, but I think I just had to give that little backstory so it kind of made a better idea like how it all happened and why it happened. Just to kind of give myself a little like, hey, like it wasn't entirely all my fault. I've been in this gear for like 3 days, so give me a little break.
Yeah, you won. You've won. All right. Well, how about this? Let's do a little redemption. Let's play the redemption song.
Oh, and I think Keats might have a good redemption story to follow up with that.
Yeah. All right. So, what are your boys like most like memorable or like successful moments on the ice?
Oh, God.
Well, man, if we're going back to sticking with my story that I just finished, I'd say it was me beating the same exact team.
Oh, that has to leave you rubbing.
That's gotta feel good. Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, I guess I'm exaggerating a little bit. I guess it wasn't exactly the same team, but it was. So I guess this was like a year after or something. This horrible game happened. So what this team happened to do was they ended up expanding. So they had their main team, but then they had like a
B or a C team or something like
that. Sorta, yeah. Which what they happened to do is they happened to like split the players. So you had like some kids that were on that team that played on the second team, and then you had some newcomers as well. But still, team's name was Liepājas Metalurgs, wearing the same colors, same jersey, same logo, everything.
At that point, I don't think it would even fucking matter, man. That's got to be like a big triumph. That's got to be like
I'd be seeing red.
Yeah. And it didn't happen to be like a season game. This was like an exhibition game or like preseason game or something like that.
Even so, I mean, that's like retribution is at its finest.
But yeah, man, I don't remember the exact score, but it was fairly low. It was like a 4-3 or 3-2, something like that. But man, like,
hey man,
I remember winning that game, and it was winning like the freaking Super Bowl or something, or the Stanley Cup, I should say.
Like Stanley's hardware.
The minute it was like third period, like like the 4, 3, 2, 1, the buzzers go off.
Gloves are up in the
Sticks,
air, man.
exactly. Gloves in the air, sticks flying everywhere. We're
Everybody's hugging
hugging each
everyone.
other, borderline crying. Like, it
But
was.
and not even just you guys. It was probably everybody that was up in the stands too that were fans of you guys.
No, absolutely. And
Yeah, moms and dads are probably like, you know what, honey, tonight we go home and we fuck.
well,
Oh my god.
Well, I think what the most satisfying part of that whole situation was that they had to then drive their team bus back home to Liepāja in the city they're from, and basically like announce to everyone that didn't go to them to the game to tell them that they
Oh, so
lost,
it was like,
that they
yeah, it was
lost
like
to the
your own little
dudes that
miracle
they
on
beat.
ice then.
Right, that they got beat from the dudes that they essentially
Just
annihilated a year
slaughtered.
back.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, well, that's pretty sweet. I'll give you that. What do you? That's pretty sweet. What about you, Russ? What do you got?
Well, I mean, kind of thinking on it. I mean, I have a bunch of great stories and stuff just from coaches and stuff just from growing up through the system and everything. But I'd have to say it's almost like that kind of Keats kind of feel, where we were doing an Ironman tournament, and it was, you have 16 teams, and you play one game after the other, basically, until it's like you and
Until it's decided.
mano y mano.
Yeah.
And we had this team shellac us 2 times. We met up with them in the actual final round of the whole entire thing, and we just brought hell to them basically.
Oh, all right.
It was just like you had me doing some twisted wristers from on top of the actual circles and shit like that. Like me activating as a defenseman, completely just breaking them. And it was just great. It was like one of those feel-good moments.
Oh yeah. All right.
I know mine's short and sweet, but I mean,
Short and sweet. That ain't bad. Just like you.
Oh my god! Thank you.
So I mean, I guess if I had to say, well, I mean, so I've had hockey teams that I just loved being on, and we played really well together and stuff like that. My favorite team, you weren't you on this team when we won the spring fling on the in-house tournament at Highland Hills, Keats?
No, I think that was the team that you played the year before.
That's right.
Or
That's right.
or I'm sorry, it might have been the same team you were on the same year we played. But remember, there were 2 Jaguars teams that year.
Yeah, I came and played a tournament with you guys.
Yeah,
That's how
yeah,
we
yeah.
met. Yeah.
It was like a holiday tournament, and we didn't have enough players because some of the
Yeah.
players ended up leaving for family related things. So we
always
needed a
get-
couple players, and I remember you jumping on. That's how I originally met you. It was
Yeah.
you. It was AJ.
Oh,
I remember
AJ.
you two the most, and I want to say there was a third person there too, but I don't remember 100%.
No,
Third
yeah.
man in.
It was actually that season we were playing a tournament up in Wyoming, actually with my regular team, and we were actually playing the team from Arvada up there that traveled up there to play too. And I mean, it's not super glorious or anything, but I remember it vividly. It was my first penalty shot ever.
Oh.
Yeah, it was my first penalty shot ever, and we were already losing 6-2. So, and it was in the third period, but I got awarded a penalty shot. And I mean, no matter what, if you're a player and you get awarded a penalty shot, it's
I'll take that to the bank and cash that check.
you feel like freaking Charlie Conway in Mighty Ducks,
Do the triple D.
Yeah.
Triple D.
So I'm up there, and I feel all eyes are on me, and I'm shaking in my boots because I've never done this before, and I go down and I fake the shot to the left, and I juke the goalie right out of his pads and put it in on his right side, and it was I it was like an out of body experience. Like something took over me, and just it was all just reflex, and it just felt so good. And like my whole team like rushed off the bench and like swarmed me and stuff. I think that's probably one of my most memorable moments for sure. I mean, yeah, we lost the game 6-3, and all the guys on the other team were chirping at us while we were celebrating.
But still, you
It's
had
like,
your moment.
Yeah,
though.
yeah,
Fuck
and
those guys.
and that was probably one of them easily. That's probably one of my most memorable moments for sure.
That's cool, man. I dig it.
Yeah,
I dig it. I dig it.
yeah, and I mean, it's not the most worthy thing ever. I mean, if we could probably sit and talk about all these other wonderful times and stuff, but I think
like when my one coach called me the Muffin Man because no deliveries today. Because I always sung the Muffin Man. Well, I know.
Why?
You know me. I'm a jackass.
That is true. That is true. That is
I will be as random as I need to be.
Well, yeah, you deliver the goods. Well, shit. I mean, in that case, I think we got a few shout outs.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I really want to say thank you so much to your dad, Keats, Giannis Zanders. If you're out there listening, thank you.
Huge thanks.
Thank you so much. Every single time, you listen to every single one of our podcasts, and I mean, you even gave us a little shout out on a little like jersey video,
which we should do some of those.
Yeah. So if you guys haven't seen these, Giannis and his buddy are doing like these short 2-minute videos where they're wearing like a jersey or something sports related, and they explain why they have it. So I think we're gonna jump on that, and if you guys want to jump on that with us, I would
love to hear. We would love to hear your stories.
Yeah, absolutely.
No, that'd be pretty cool if we do it. And what do you think, Cody? We probably can advertise that on the Bench with Beeks Facebook page. Where
we can do a weekly or bi-weekly thing or something like that. Yeah, for sure. Because we only have so many jerseys,
Well, I was gonna say you probably get a jersey for like a jersey for like the next 3 months if you really wanted to.
Probably. Yeah. I mean, I hate to toot my own horn, but fucking toot.
Yeah, we got $1.40 between us
easily. So I mean, but yeah, keep an eye out for that, and thank you so much, Giannis. We appreciate it so much. And another thing, our buddy Michael Sully, he's this big, just stout Irishman that's just
the only way you can
he's an usher at the Avs games, and he had recently come down with the coronavirus. Luckily, he did spend the last 11 days in the ICU, but he's back home
in a camper
so he can stay away from his wife and stuff. But the good news is that he's getting healthy.
He home.
And we just want to send our love out to him, and how happy we are that he's home and healthy. And if there's anybody out there that's struggling with this, we just want to say you've got the boys on the bench behind you. So just keep
on
fighting.
Be like Joe Dirt. Just keep on keeping on. Last garden, dig it.
No, definitely, man. And I think another thing worth mentioning is that Sully is a big Dog Nation guy, or been a huge supporter of the Dog Nation, and that's probably another shout out we should probably give us to the Dog Nation.
Yeah, actually, they've put our podcast on the Bench with Beeks on their website, dognationhockeyfoundation.org.
That is DAWG.
DAWG, not DOG. The real Dog Nation Hockey Foundation. They do so many incredible things in the Colorado hockey community.
Not even that. They do that. They what was it with the Humboldt Broncos and stuff like that? Marty went out there and did that.
Yeah, which that was that 2-year anniversary was just last week.
Yep.
So rest in peace to all our
boys,
fallen hockey brethren, and for all the survivors out there. A lot of them actually came down to Colorado to hang out with the Dog Father, Marty Richardson, and the Dog Nation crew, and they've been making some incredible strides. So we just, like we said, we just want to keep everybody keep their spirits up, keep fighting. And thank you guys so much for listening.
Yeah, and speaking of keeping fighting, we couldn't do this without you guys. No, seriously.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah, the fans, I'm not even talking about Keithsy and Beeksy and I. It's you guys, the fans. Give us the input.
Just the hockey fans.
Just the hockey fans even too. Be there. Give us the input. You like what we do. Or you can help improve it.
Yeah, you guys are the reason why we like to chat shit.
No, absolutely, man. And it's, I'm sure I'm not the only one. I'm sure Ross and Cody feels the same way. But it's a lot of fun to then, after we release these episodes, is to go check on our site and see how many people have listened, and all the different countries on top of that. We got United States, and we've seen some Canadas and Swedens and Ireland. We've seen
Ireland
just popped up.
Yeah, Ireland. That's awesome. So
that was a new one that was a new one that popped up. So it's super cool to see, and it makes us motivated and excited about it. So the more we see things like that, the more we want to just keep begging these episodes out, and the better we get, who knows, we might be dropping a couple of them a week down the road.
So we might be coming to your town. Watch out.
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
No, but we definitely have a lot of cool ideas that we've all been talking about that maybe we're not gonna release it quite yet, but we have interviews coming up that we want to do, so it should be pretty cool.
And the biggest problem right now is the shutdown. And once we all get past that, we're gonna have more comprehensive videos, not videos. Come on, Beekman. More comprehensive podcasts. We got a lot of people who are interested on coming on and talking, so that's gonna be exciting. And stay tuned and keep listening.
Yeah. What do you guys think? Are we wrapped up for today?
I think we are. All right. So
that's a wrap.
From the boys on the bench, have a good night, and we'll see. We'll talk to you next time.
Hey, thanks so much for listening, guys, and we'll see you next time.
Hey, and also remember, stay safe, wash your hands and yourself. We know who you are. I'm kidding, but no, seriously, be safe out there and keep vigilant.
We love you all. Thank you.
Bye-bye.